A long time ago, there's an Episcopalian clergyman who once said, "A thing only keeps its best nature when it's put to its best use." Have you ever moved into a home that was built for you? There's nothing quite like it. It's so clean, so pristine. It's very exciting. You get to make memories there. Everything happens in those rooms for the first time. Every holiday, every birthday, every Super Bowl party, pool party if you have a pool. But it's great. There are some not so great things that also happen in these homes. But the house begins to take on a life of its own because of the occupants in it. And even if a home receives very little in the way of maintenance, repair, and upkeep, it's still in better shape than if it's left unoccupied through abandonment. We see this time and again. A house that for all intents and purposes looks really wonderful, but it has fallen to ruin because no one lives in it. It has no longer kept its best nature, and you can look at it and say, I can tell there was a time when that house was really something else. They all were. When they're new, they're all really nice. But when they're not functioning, they're not thriving. When they're not being put to use, they fall into decay. And it's a picture of how you and I are. There are so many things, or so many years, I should say, that have passed by that have just been forgotten. And our life has become indefinable because we've done so little with it over time. Now, we might be able to connect some dots and go, I raised some kids. I've had this career, but I'm missing something. You know you are. And it eats at you. But you can turn that around if you're listening to this, because it means that you still have time. Now, there are people that don't care, but they wouldn't be listening to this video anyway. But we have all known individuals like that who might live a long life in terms of the numbers, but they've died a long, long time ago because they've just sat on their hands. And maybe they thought to themselves, well, I didn't contribute. I didn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't do what I thought I was good at because no one would appreciate me anyway. I'm not going to get the recognition that I deserve. I'm not going to get paid enough. Maybe our egos are too fragile. Maybe we're expecting too much. Maybe we're looking for validation from other people. But the important thing is that we need to be doing something. Or else the only outlook we're going to have is people walking by us, pointing their fingers and saying, I can tell they used to be something. Don't leave the internal man abandoned, unoccupied, soulless, vacuous. That's a sad story. And we all come to a point in our life at some age when we begin to take a painful inventory, and we wonder if we're that guy or that gal, whoever's listening to this. It happens to all of us. No one is exempt. And you're probably going to feel all sorts of ways. You're going to have mixed emotions about what you finally come to a conclusion about it. It's just the way it is. It doesn't have to be that way. That doesn't have to be the final answer. Do something. You don't have to be put to your best use every day. It's unreasonable to think that we could actually fulfill that. And our best use one day may not look like the best use in another day. It doesn't all have to line up. It doesn't even all have to make sense. And you don't even really have to know where it's going to end up in the end. We don't have to know what the outcome is. We can just enjoy living. Be happy that we're alive. You know, what makes you feel alive? Can you remember? Do you know? Has it ever dawned on you? Surely something has. Something has really excited you and made you glad that you are walking on this planet. I hope that you can give some careful consideration to that. I hope your answer is, I don't know anymore. I have a feeling that a few of you would be able to say that, but don't let that be you. Think about it. Just think about it. You know, if you have to, just turn everything off. Let everything grow silent. So all the outside noise disappears and doesn't interfere with all the troublesome thoughts that are going to crop up. But you'll work through it. You'll sift through it. And as long as you leave yourself open, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Be put to your best use, so that your best nature can once again shine forth. All right, guys. I hope you've appreciated that. I hope it's meant something to you. Leave your comments down below. And if this has ever been something you've already gone through, if you've been challenged with this before, leave a comment. You know, let us know. Maybe we can learn something from it. Maybe I can learn something from it. It's not my first rodeo, but it probably won't be my last either. All right, guys. I've enjoyed it. Thanks for listening to me. I'll catch you in the next one. In the meantime, be wise.